Hi and welcome to this beginner to intermediate mat Pilates full body workout using a non-weighted ball. The ball is about 8 to 10 inches and I don't have it fully inflated. That's for better support. I have the ball between my knees. I'm lying on my back in a neutral spine, hands on my belly, focusing on taking long, big inhales through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. As I exhale out through the mouth, I'm gently drawing my belly button down towards the spine, not gripping, but just a little engagement. As I inhale, I release the belly back to normal. Exhale, shrink the waist. My hands are there just to feel the waist kind of shrink, so just for feedback. And inhale back to normal. This is all done in a neutral spine. Next, I'm going to add a little squeeze on that mini ball between the knees as I exhale and shrink the waist, and then tip the pelvis back to a posterior tilt, or I'm like imprinting my spine into the mat beneath me. On the inhale, I'll rock my pelvis back to the neutral shape and fully relax, and exhale, shrink the waist, pelvic tilt, and squeeze on the ball. Now I'm going to turn that into a shoulder bridge, so it starts just the same. Big inhale in neutral. As I exhale, I tilt the pelvis back, curl the tailbone underneath me, and it takes off like an airplane all the way to the top. Take a big breath at the top, and then exhale, soften through the chest and lower down vertebrae by vertebrae from the top to the bottom. Slowly. Then I'll find that neutral spine when I reach the bottom. Fully relax as I take a big inhale breath and exhale, go again. Shrink the waist, flatten the back, little squeeze on the ball, nothing major, and I peel the spine up vertebrae by vertebrae. When I reach the top, big full breath in. As I exhale, I pretend I'm putting a sandbag weight on the breastbone, and I try to lower the breastbone centimeter by centimeter, or like half an inch at a time. And that helps me to control rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Find neutral at the bottom. Big breath in as I fully relax, and then exhale. Shrink the waist just a little, flatten the back, start to bridge up, and I leave. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Big breath in at the top, and exhale, melt the spine down. Specifically thinking about lowering that breastbone half an inch at a time really helps to control that rolling down. We're going to add a little challenge on this next one, so you might want to scoot your heels closer to your seat before you start your bridge up. Bridge up at the top, float the heels up, float the heels down, and lower out of your bridge. We'll try that again. Bridging up, hold, draw the waist in for support, and bring the heels up. And we're going to add little squeeze pulses on the ball, focusing on big breaths. Now we can take away our base of support a little bit if we want, so bending at the elbows or taking the arms straight up over the shoulders. So your easiest is going to be arms down, hardest is going to be arms straight up, middle is going to be to have your elbows bent. Now pulse the hips up, so we maintain a little squeeze on the ball between the knees, and we're pulsing the hips up, feeling those seat muscles wake up even more. For these last several pulses, I'm doing them with my heels down to make it a little bit easier. So this is your go-to if the raised heels is too much. Breath in and exhale, lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. Now we're coming up into the all fours position. I'm going to take the ball and place it between my knees for alignment. You can also just set it beside you. Knees are under the hips, hands directly under the shoulders. I'm starting with sternum drops, where I'm going to sink through the shoulder joint. As I sink, shoulder blades come together behind me, and then I'm going to lift up out of the shoulder joint. As I lift up, the shoulder blades separate. I'm going to find that lifted position and hold it, and then go into the cat and cow. Try and exhale as you round the spine up to cat, and an inhale as you extend to cow. Try to initiate the movement from the tailbone, work your way up the spine, and finish with the neck and head. And again here, starts with the tailbone, neck and head are the last to go. For both the cat and cow, we start at the tail, we finish with the head. Really try to connect the breath and feel that spine warming up. Now we're going to take the ball underneath our right hand. hand under the shoulder, and then we're gonna extend that arm out and take the opposite leg, extend it out. Just kind of slide it along the floor, tap behind you, think length for the leg and length for the arm. Holding still through the torso. Now we're gonna take the ball in our hand, arm and leg are gonna float up as high as you can without disturbing the spine. Very important. Hold up, arm and leg pulse up without disturbing the spine. Now hold it up. We're going to open the arm out to the side, flex and bend at that back knee. Flex and bend, back to starting position. Flex and bend, and back again, trying to hold everything steady. Now we're going to take that ball on the floor, slide the ball out. As we do, we're going to extend that leg long behind us and let it just naturally raise at an angle that's set by your upper torso. So again, not wanting to kick it so high that we extend through the lumbar spine. We're trying to keep the spine neutral and the pelvis stable. Think length from that arm to that toe. Now we're going to switch sides, ball underneath the left hand, reset, and then we'll extend that left arm out and right leg. Think length and stabilize through the torso. So just like a bird dog move, I'm moving that opposite arm and opposite leg, working the posterior chain. I want stability from my shoulders to my hips. Now that arm and leg are going to float up and lower, again holding everything stable. Make sure you set your head in a neutral position. So notice where I'm looking on the floor, so it would be like slightly in front of my fingers and between both hands if they were both down. Arm and leg pulse it out to finish, holding steady. Now bend and flex at that back foot as the arm opens out to the side. Again, just really a challenge. Can your torso stay steady as that leg is tiring and moving behind you? And arm opens out to the side, just trying to throw off that center of balance and hold everything steady. Lastly, we're going to slide that ball out as the back leg floats up just in line with the angle that the torso is setting. So keep a little tiny brace through your waist, no gripping or anything like that, through your abs, just a little support. Think length, arm, and that back leg going opposite directions. Good. Now we're coming onto our elbows, and the elbows are going to be under the shoulders. We're going to take the ball in our hands, or honestly, you can just take it to the side. Back to our first leg. So our left leg is going to float up and down. Again, just in line with the rest of the torso. We don't want to kick it so high that our back shape changes. Hold at the top for little pulses up and really stretch that leg long. Now big rainbows up and over. So think of the corners of the mat behind you and try to tap on one corner, up and high as you can to the other side, and tap on the other corner. If you can go bigger than the mat, that's excellent. So bigger circles harder, smaller circles easier, but remember you don't want to sink through your supporting hip and you don't want your pelvis moving around. So stabilize as much as you can through the hips. Keep a good lift out of the shoulders, and you can always take a break if you need to. Now lastly, that back knee is going to pull in under the chest. As I do, think cat rounding. Going to stretch it long and lift it up. Pull the knee in, round, extend long, and lift. Round, long, and lift. Good. Okay, so other side. Now to the right leg. Right leg is going to tap the ground and lift without disturbing the pelvis. Tap and lift. So you probably feel that there's more work being done than just that moving leg. That's always the case in Pilates. So you have a supporting hip and both your supporting shoulders are working, and then your torso stabilizing. Pulsing up. Now for the rainbows. Again, as big as you can go without moving through the hips. Smaller if you feel you need to dial it back. Just a couple more here. Staying strong to the last ones. And then pulling that knee in. Spine will round, extend the leg long, and lift it up with control. Again, we're not going so high that we're going to extend the back like we would in cow. We're just going to stretch it long and lift to feel the glute and the hamstring, not the low back. Pull the knee in and round, stretch long, and lift. Back to leg number 1. We have a little bit more. Now, if your legs are just totally done, that's okay. You can fast forward. Otherwise, we're going to take the ball right behind the left knee. So coming onto our elbows again, we're going to lift and lower that leg just like we're hinging from the hip, like that thigh bone is like a door and the hinge is at the hip. We're just lowering the thigh bone and lifting the thigh bone. Just enough effort on the back side of the leg to keep the ball there. Now we open that knee out to the side and close it. Holding the hips as steady as you can. Again, you only want to feel this in your seat muscles. We're getting outer hip here as well. Now we're going to alternate lower and lift for 1. Open to the side and close for 1. Lower and lift. Open and close. Lower and lift. Open to the left and back and down. Just feeling it in the seat and outer hips. Staying strong through the upper body and remembering to breathe. Last set. You're almost there. And we're going to trade sides. Always remember you can take breaks as you need to, pause the video, or even skip ahead if your legs and hips are done. Okay, so ball behind the right knee, elbows under the shoulders, find your neutral spine, lift it up through the shoulder joints, and we swing that leg up towards the ceiling. Flex foot really helps me connect into the glute more. So try a strongly flexed foot, aiming that heel up for the ceiling. And then we swing the leg open to the side, open to the right and back, getting those hip abductors now, the outer hip. Feeling hamstring, glute, and outer hip. Now we alternate lower and lift for 1. Swing to the side and back, lower and lift. Open and close, holding still through your middle. You are almost there. Break if you need to, though. Last set. Excellent. And next we're going to take our ball out and come to a long seated position at the very top of our mat. I'm going to hold the ball in my hands and then up overhead. This is a little different version of spine stretch forward. As I exhale, I'm going to round the spine down. Inhale at end range. Exhale, restack the spine. Inhale as I'm tall. Exhale, I roll the spine down. Head, shoulders, upper ribs to my lower ribs and waist. I'm going to keep my pelvis in the same shape though. Breath and restack. Pretend there's a wall behind you. So first the ball leaves in my head, shoulders, my upper ribs, my lower ribs, my waist, my sacrum stays on the wall. Take a breath. Exhale, roll back up, low back first, all the way up. Inhale, roll down from top to bottom, away from the wall. Big inhale, exhale, roll back the lumbar spine, the ribs, shoulders, head, then the ball or the hands. So keeping the sacrum or the pelvis on that invisible wall, I just roll the spine away from the wall, and then I roll the spine back up to that invisible wall. Now ball between the ankles, or honestly, you can just set it beside you for this one. We're going to do our spine twist now. Making sure to sit directly on top of your sitting bones. You can bend your knees if you need to get your torso vertical, twisting to one side, find center, twist to the other side, find center. So we're doing a little 2 pulse in the twist, back center. I inhale, inhale, exhale, center, inhale, inhale. Exhale, center. So slow it down if you need to. Don't hyperventilate. It's a little sniffing breath we do with those 2 pulses. Exhale through the mouth. So it goes sniff, sniff, exhale, center, sniff, sniff, exhale, center. Good. Now for the roll up, I'm going to take the ball in my hands, start in that rounded position. Big inhale breath, allow the rib cage to expand to the sides. As I exhale, I'm going to roll the spine down, keeping that C curve shape. Careful to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. I'm actively reaching my heels to the opposite side of the room to help me roll down slowly. Arms come overhead. I inhale as the arms float back to the ceiling. As I exhale, I peel up head first, shoulders, ribs. Make sure to keep breathing through this part. Reach the heels away, round forward. Now this might be a little too much for some of you. That's okay. This is actually one of the very challenging moves in Pilates, but it's also incredibly effective. So you might notice knees popping, like knees bending or feet popping up. That's something we're trying to minimize. I'm still working on it as well. One thing you can do if you're unable to roll up entirely is to just do the rolling down portion. So you just roll onto your side and come up to seated, and then you'll just focus on rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. That's going to build the strength you need over time for the roll up. Another trick you can do is roll up a small hand towel underneath your lumbar spine. It is actually wonderful. Really helps me roll up. It changes it from fighting the feet popping and knees bending to just so easy. So choose which option works for you. You're either doing the full roll up, working to reach the heels away, trying to keep the knees from bending and feet popping up, keeping the pelvis neutral on the roll up and roll down is going to help that. Or you can place that little towel underneath your lumbar spine. That's going to hold your pelvis neutral and make it a lot easier. Or you're just going to focus on the rolling down part. And we're on the very last one here. Big breath in as the arms raise up. Exhale, actively breathing here. If we hold our breath, the ribs do kind of lock up and not allow you to roll up, or just makes it a lot more difficult. Breath in at the end range. Exhale, C curve and lower. Again, not holding your breath, but breathing through it. Next, we're going to take the ball and place it underneath our pelvis. So right between the left and right hip and between tailbone and low back. So you want to kind of take your time to get settled and make sure it's right in the center, right underneath that sacrum. And then arms long and float the legs to a tabletop position and then straight up to the ceiling. Inhale to lower straight legs, only as low as you can go with flat abs. And exhale to lift. Try to relax through your shoulders. And as the legs lower, little trick is to reach them away from you. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, reach away. Holding the pelvis as still as possible as the legs move. Now next we're going to do a reverse crunch. So we'll flex the feet, bend at the knees, aiming them towards the heart. We're going to float the hips up and lower. This can be extremely challenging for a lot of people. So we're going to start at this beginner level and kind of work our way up. But as we work our way up, if this is plenty of a challenge for you, please just stick with this move. That's okay. It's really strengthening your low abdominals. It's really okay if your only goal is to get a little air between your hips and the ball each time. It's totally fine. So if that was enough of a challenge for you, stick with that. Otherwise, we're going to progress, taking the ball between our ankles, same shape with the legs. Hands are under the hips now. Same thing. I'm going to lift the hips up. Again, if you're just trying to get a little air, like an inch off the ground, that's okay. If you're able to do that easily, try to remove the swinging legs a little bit more. Try to go a little more straight up and straight down, and then try to lower slowly. Now moving on, if that was okay for you, we're going to do the roll over, where we roll up and over with the feet and hips, Flex the feet and lower down with control. Legs lower down for a little help. They come up and over. Reach your sitting bones to the ceilings here so we're not collapsing. Flex the feet. Big breath. Exhale, roll down with control. Pointed toes. Squeeze the ball a little. Lower and lift. Reach the sitting bones for the ceiling. Flex the feet. Really push through the heels. Squeeze on the ball. Lower with control. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up and over. Reach the sitting bones high so we're not collapsing. Really strongly flex through the feet and lower. One last time. These last 3 moves, really last 4 moves, build so much strength in your abdominals. The roll over, the roll up that we just did, the reverse crunches, and the roll over take so much abdominal strength. Okay, so we are going to extend straight legs to the ceiling. We'll all jump in on this one. Hands are under the hips. We're going to do double leg lowers here or double straight leg stretch. So little squeeze on the ball. We lower the legs as low as we can with an inhale. Exhale to lift. Should notice that it feels different from when we had our hips on the ball. Now I'm going to progress it. So if you're able to, we're going to take the ball under the head and try it this way. So this is a little bit more challenging than what we just did with the hips propped up on the hands. So we have our upper body lifted. We lower, reaching the legs away. Exhale to lift. Now full double straight leg stretch version is chest lifted. Hands under the head to support the weight of the head. Inhale to lower straight legs, exhale to lift. So choose any of these last 3 variations. You either have the hands under the hips with your head down, lowering and lifting the legs, or you have the ball underneath your head, or you have your upper body lifted. And rest, hugging the knees into your chest. I'm going to just hold the ball on top of the knees for a second, rock side to side with the knees. If there's something else that needs a little releasing, definitely go for it here. Then I'm going to pause the knees and rock my head side to side to release the neck and upper shoulders. Now for the next move, the easier version is going to be with my head propped up on the ball here. I pull one knee in, other leg extends out. Now that leg extending out, I'm reaching it long and almost pushing down a little bit to feel the back of the leg. And then the bent knee, I'm pulling it in close. Inside hand by the knee, outside hand by the ankle. If you forget that part, don't worry about it. Now the harder version, I'm gonna have my upper body lifted and I'm going to press the ball into the knee that's coming in. Now, if both of these were too hard for you, your upper body can stay down and you can just do what I'm doing here. Holding the ball, press the ball into the knee that's coming in, but your head would be rested down. And relax, hugging the knees into the chest. You can roll ankles if you like, shake head side to side, rock knees side to side, whichever. For the next move, double leg stretch, ball under head for the easier version. You can also just have your head on the floor. Inhale, arms and legs stretch to opposite sides of the room. Only as low with the legs as you can with flat abs, but again, that reaching away actually helps that. And then a more challenging version is to hold my own upper body up, and I'm going to have my hands holding the ball. I inhale, stretch to opposite sides of the room. Inhale, close my body into a tight ball, tucking the knees to the chest. And finishing up here, and relax, hugging knees in. Again, release any part of the body that feels like it needs it, shaking the head side to side or rocking the knees side to side. We're going to work the side of our body next, so in just a minute, we will roll onto our side. I'm going to put my left shoulder down on the ground, and so that means my right leg is going to be on the top here. Now coming onto my forearm here, so elbow under the shoulder, and then placing the ball under my low ribs is actually going to help me keep my ribs lifted. Feet at an angle forward towards the front corner of the mat, hips back behind the ribs. Take that top leg straight out from the hip, tap the floor and lift. Tap and lift as much as possible. I want my neck and head to match the diagonal of the rest of the spine. Now I draw big circles with that top leg circling forward, and I'm trying to hold my hips as still as I possibly can. Reverse the circles here. Smaller circles are going to be easier, so smaller if you can't control the hips. Bigger is going to be a bit more of a challenge, but if you can do it with your hips steady, go for it. Flex the foot, rainbow forward, rainbow back, rainbow tap the toe to the front, rainbow to the back, tap the heel. Internal rotation, external rotation. So that femur is rotating forward and external rotation. Internal rotation and external. Bigger rainbow harder, smaller rainbow easier. It's okay if you need to take breaks or do just every other one. Then I'm going to stack my feet together for side crunches. So I'm going to float the legs up, kind of like that banana position. Pull the knees into the chest, extend them away. Neutral spine, so I'm not pulling my chest to my knees. Rather, I'm pulling my knees in towards my chest. So I stay stable through my torso. My hand is behind my head. My breastbone is lifted up to the ceiling. Head is in a neutral. And lower down with control. One more thing here, and it's actually kind of nice. Think side plank, bottom arm straight, but bottom knee gets to stay down. So I'm really wanting us to stretch here. So bottom knee is bent, top leg is straight up from your hip, bottom arm slightly away from your shoulder. Find the side plank, arc over and lower down. Lift up to that straight line plank. Raise your ribs towards the ceiling as you arc that top arm up and over and back. So notice I'm not just taking the arm over. It's not just an arm motion. I actually want to bring my ribs up towards the ceiling right there. Now, if you want full side plank, go for it. I'm just doing this modified version for today with that bottom knee down, so the focus is really on just the side bend. And then thread the needle and open to the back. Go as far as you can forward and as far as you can back. Think ribs twisting forward, ribs twisting back. Eyes are just going to follow the ball here and lower. We're going to stretch it out. So the leg that was on top, we're going to cross that leg in front. Remember, bottom leg can go straight here and hold for just a little bit. You might pause the video for a second. Before we transition to the other side, we're going to do a little prone work. So coming onto our belly and make sure you have plenty of space. Ball underneath the hands here. I'm going to press down into the ball, slide the shoulder blades down my back and up. And just little shoulder shrugs down and up. And then press the shoulder blades down, press into the ball, roll the ball towards you, and roll it out. Slide the shoulder blades down, roll the ball towards you, raise your heart up to a swan shape, and lower with control. Feet can be as wide as your mat. Press the legs down into the mat for support. And glide the shoulder blades down, press into the ball, roll up, raise the breastbone between the arms. Try and inhale as you roll up, finishing that inhale at the very top, and exhale to lower. Again, rolling up, big inhale breath at the top, and exhale, lower. This time we're going to roll halfway up and hold, float the legs up, swim kick the legs. So I'm maintaining stability through the upper body, shoulder blades down, still pressing into the ball. Reach the legs long and away. So it's not just the up and down motion, but I have energy reaching long through my feet. Big inhale through your nose. Allow your rib cage to expand big to the sides. Exhale. And again, big inhale. Exhale, roll down and relax. Last move here, we're going to take the ball in one hand, raise the upper body up, lower, pass the ball to the other hand, raise up, bring the arms back, lower, pass the ball. So the most important thing, I'm bringing my heart up as high as I can. Breastbone comes forward and up as high as I can, and I reach my arms back, back, back as I lift my heart up. Press the legs down into the mat, press the thigh bones into the mat to help you stabilize. Lengthen through the crown of the head before you lift. So think length to the spine before you lift. Reach the crown of the head forward and then come up with the chest. Reach the crown of the head forward and lift. You're on your last set here. Remember, big inhale at the top. Come up like you're coming up for a breath of air, taking a big inhale. And coming up to child's pose is going to feel so good after this. So coming up with the hips, knees at least as wide as your hips. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Stretch the arms forward. I'm going to keep the ball under my hands so I can do this little mini round at the spine and then roll the ball out. So if this doesn't feel good to you, you don't have to do this part. You can just hold a child's pose. Otherwise, a little roll towards you as I round up. And then I roll the ball out and try to get length to the spine. And again, little mini round up and reach. Round and reach. And just breathing slow. Next, I'm going to roll the ball to the right side of the body, and I'm going to drop my right arm by my side here. So I'm getting a side body stretch, holding it, taking some breaths there. Then roll the ball over to the left side of the body. Left arm drops beside me. I'm trying to drop my heart towards the floor. And again, roll it back to the right. So it's that left arm that stays up and stretches across the body. I drop the right arm by my side, roll it over to the left, drop that arm. I'm really trying to drop my chest towards the floor. Now I'm going to take the ball into my left hand and roll it underneath my body towards the right side of my body. So getting a little twist and look towards that ball. So threading the needle, twist and look. Twist and hold. Take some big breaths here. You can even rest your head down, just feeling the rotation in the spine. A little stretch. And then the other side. Right hand is going to roll the ball underneath the left arm, looking to that left side of the body. So looking for the hand or for the ball underneath the arm. One more, twist and hold, and just focus on breathing into the sides of the rib cage here. And exhale, big full inhale, balloon the rib cage out to the sides. Nicely done. We're done with this part of the series. Now you may remember there's another side of the body we have to work. We're going to come to that now. So coming onto our forearm, we are lying on the opposite side. We're lying on the right side, so we're going to be working that left leg. Feet forward of your hips, tap and lift that left leg. So remember, your hips are back even behind your rib cage. The ball underneath the low ribs. Stay lifted up out of your supporting shoulder. And as much as you can, your neck and head is trying to match the angle of the spine. And circle the leg forward, holding the hips as still as you can, making the circles as big as you can without moving the hips around. Bottom leg can push down into the floor to help you stabilize. Reverse the circles here. So just like everything else in Pilates, we have a moving part and then we have the stabilizing part. So we only have that one moving leg. The rest of the body is working to hold everything steady. Rainbow. So flex foot, tap the foot to the front with the toe, tap it to the back with the heel. Internal rotation, tap toe. External rotation, tap the heel, toe, and heel. Bigger the rainbow, the harder it will be. Smaller the rainbow, it'll be a little bit easier, but remember, you can always take a break if you need to. Keep a good strong lift out of that shoulder joint, so you don't want to sink into that joint like you're lounging. This is an active position for the rest of the body that isn't moving. Okay, for the side crunch, make sure your feet are still forward. Squeeze the feet together, legs lift, and pull the knees into the chest and up. So your whole body is angled at kind of where the ceiling and the wall meet in the room. Chest is up, head is back. Pull the knees to the chest rather than the chest to the knees. Staying stable through your upper body, through your whole torso. And you're done. Now for the side planks with that bottom knee down, so top leg straight out from your hip, so it's slightly behind that bottom knee. Hand under the shoulder. When you're ready, we're going to lift the upper body and hips up to find that plank line, and then arc over, find the plank, and lower back down. And again, bring the body up to that side plank. Reach the ribs towards the ceiling as you bring the arm over and back. So it's an arcing shape, not just the arm, but the ribs and the spine if you can. Stretch the ribs towards the ceiling and over. I like to look down at the hand to finish it off. You're welcome to do a full side plank here instead if you don't want that bottom knee down. Now threading the needle and open back behind you. And you can do full plank for this one as well if you like. Thread the needle and back as far as you can. Forward as far as you can. Back as far as you can. And relax. So now we're going to stretch that right leg on top, bottom knee straight or bent. And yep, I'm a little bit backwards in the video. Stretch the leg that was on the top, or you're welcome to do both because I know both hips work in that. One was moving and one was stabilizing. Okay, so we're going to take the ball underneath our breastbone, like the opposite side of where your breastbone would be. So between your shoulder blades, on your back, support your head. Knees are bent, and I'm going to just bend back over the ball and up. Try and inhale to extend back over the ball and an exhale to crunch up. So I want you to keep in mind, crunching isn't so much the goal. You probably will feel your abs a little bit as you crunch up, but what I want you to focus on is this opening through the chest. Head may or may not touch the floor. At the top of this one, we twist to one side, find center. Twist to the other side, find center. Inhale, stretch back. Head may or may not touch. That's okay. Crunch up. Twist to the opposite side, center. Other side and center. Inhale, extend back. Feels good to open the chest. Hold up. Twist to one side and center. Other side and center. Last one. Inhale back. Exhale up and twist to one side. Find center. Other side and center. All that to prepare us for around the world. So we lower back, take one elbow towards the floor. I'm going to go with my left. Come up that left side, square up, so find center. Now I'm going to twist back to the left. Try to aim that elbow for the floor first and then rock back through center. And now take my right elbow towards the floor, crunch up that right side, find center. And back twist to the right. Elbow finds the floor if you can. Head finds the floor. Rock towards the left. Crunch up the left. Find center or square up. Rotate back to the left. Left elbow towards the floor. Head tries to find the floor as we square up. Right elbow towards the floor. Come up the right. Square up. Twist to the right. Aim the right elbow for the floor. Square up, head towards the floor, aim the left elbow towards the floor, come up the left side of the body, center, twist left. Left elbow, head center, right elbow, upright, center, twist right. Elbow, head, twist left elbow, come up left side, square center, twist left, left elbow, head, right elbow, upright, and center. Very last one here. Hopefully we're finding our rhythm. and enjoying the movement of the spine, hopefully feeling pretty fluid now. Now we're going to lower directly back, big inhale, and exhale up. So back to those initial crunches, back and up. Again, the focus is on the extension back. Now if you can, rest your head down, and we're going to take one arm up by the ear, one arm down by the hip. They meet at the ceiling, and switch. If your head doesn't rest down or this is enormously uncomfortable for you, no worries at all. You can remove the ball, or you can find something smaller like a towel just to try to get that extension. Now I'm going to take my hands behind my head and crunch up, a little break from the position. Then I'm going to go again, lower down, rest the head down. Now the arms are going to open out to a T and then back over the chest. As I open to a T, my palms are up to the ceiling. Big breath. And just breathe where it feels natural, honestly. Taking a little break from the position again, hands to support the head. I crunch up, take a big breath, and then lower back down. And one arm up by the ear, other by the hip. Now the arms sweep out to the sides, and then back up, one up by the ear, one by the hip. And switch sides. So left goes to the left, right goes to the right. And it's like each arm is drawing a half circle going opposite of each other. Trying to keep the fingertips as close to the floor as you possibly can. Take big breaths the whole time. Support the head. Come up and go ahead and remove the ball. And we're going to just rest on our back now for angels in the snow. So with bent knees, arms open to the side, feet a little bit wider. I'm going to twist the knees both to one side. I'm going to look opposite the direction of the knee twist and keep both my shoulder blades down. And then trade sides. So I take my knees to the left, the right arm comes up on my ear, and I look to the right. And find center, knees go to the right, I look to the left, and left arm comes up. Find center and twist again. So knees off to the left, right arm up, looking to the right. Knees come to the chest for knee circles. So I'm pulling my knees in, and then they circle out opposite of each other and around. And I'm kind of pushing down into my knees a little bit, trying to push the head of the femur bone down and into the hip socket, and then reverse the circles. So trying to create relaxation at the hip joint, but also can be felt around to the back of the pelvis. Now egg beaters, so the legs do circles, but at opposite timing of each other. So again, just trying to keep everything relaxed as possible, and then reverse the egg beaters. So relax at the hip joint, but sometimes you feel this at the back of the pelvis and low back. Just releasing so nicely. Deep breath, relax through the shoulders, and then I'm hugging my knees into the chest and rolling the ankles. Rolling in one direction, and then reverse, going as big as you can in every direction. Lastly, feet on the floor, opening the arms to the side. I'm going to gently shake my head from one side to the other, using as little effort as I possibly can to do the movement, so I feel a release and relaxing through the upper shoulders and neck. Excellent work today. I hope you had a wonderful workout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.